Whole lot of cooking going on today. Fesenjan is from sort of the Persian and Levant regions, and it's usually eaten at celebrations. It's either a duck or a chicken stew. I am refining it a little bit. This is how I used to do it in the restaurant. So we're actually just going to make a sauce. It's quite a complex sauce. To go with some roast chicken. You could do it with the confit ducks that you all know how to do now. So I'm starting with 150 grams of walnuts. I've preheated the oven to 160 degrees. These are going to go in for 8 to 10 minutes, but keep an eye on them so they don't burn. Leave these to cool for a few minutes, then blitz them up until they are the consistency of peanut butter. What you should end up with is this roasted walnut paste. Time to make the sauce. I'm going to put in that walnut butter, and I've got 300 ml of chicken stock. I'm going to bring that to a boil. The sauce is going to take anywhere from half an hour to an hour to very, very slowly reduce. You can't rush it. And you will also need to stir it every so often just to make sure it's not sticking on the bottom. And I can see as I'm cooking it, it's getting darker and darker. I have preheated a roasting tray. I've got a couple of chicken legs, which I salted, and I'm just patting them dry. And I'm putting them on the roasting tray. They're going to go in the oven for 40 minutes. I'm going to finish off the sauce. So I'm putting in a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to let that heat up. So I've heated the oil. I've got 2 shallots, which I have very finely sliced. I've cut my shallots very thinly. They don't take long to cook. They're very soft now. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic that I am finely slicing. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of soft brown sugar, and a tablespoon of tomato puree. Stock reduced. Put that into the sauce along with 50 ml of pomegranate molasses. So after you've added the pomegranate molasses on a very, very low heat, just let that cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. Chicken is roasted, that's coming out. I've put some leaves on the plate, iron-rich leaves. So there is spinach, watercress and rocket. This is a spiced bulgur wheat. I am sharing the recipe straight after this film. This will sit on those leaves. I've got a roast chicken, 1/4, that's thigh and leg. Now, this is my Fesenjan sauce, which you can see now is really dark and it has split slightly. So I am going to whisk in an ice cube, which will stop it splitting. I'm going to put a generous helping of the sauce to the side because the skin is crispy. You don't want to spoil that, but you want plenty of that sauce. But I am going to finish it because fruit will just lift it. I've got some red grapes, just halved. I'm going to put those on there, and there we have it. It's my roast chicken with Fesenjan sauce and spiced bulgur wheat. I can't wait to eat that. Anyway, spiced bulgur wheat. It's from a restaurant called the Ethiopian. So in here, this is enough for 2/3 people, 2 with leftovers. I've got 150 grams of bulgur wheat. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of, or just slightly under 1 teaspoon of allspice, just slightly under 1.5 teaspoons, let's call it, of cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric. I've also got, because if you're going to do it properly, I've got 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. I'm pouring over 300 ml of cold. I'm putting this on a medium heat, cover it and keep an eye on it until it comes to a boil. This has come to a boil. I'm now going to put this on the lowest possible heat, which is over here, on the lowest possible heat, and set the timer for about 25 minutes. I'm just checking this after 20 minutes, so I am turning it off. And I am just going to put a little splash of water in and a knob of butter. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to leave that off the heat to steam for 10 minutes. Tastes good. Into the bulgur wheat, I have added a tablespoon of chopped parsley, a tablespoon of chopped coriander, and I'm just going to leave the lid on to let that steam until I'm ready to serve with whatever dish it is that I'm making.